Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's Podcast along with a new video. I want to thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, viewing, watching, and listening. I truly appreciate it. We are going to do things exclusively on Patreon and Spotify. Please bear with me. We are honestly 2 weeks away from spring, as far as dated to when you guys watch this. I cannot wait. And there's just more to come. But for right now, we are going to talk about another artist who I've been meaning to talk about for a while. We are going to talk about Goapele, with her debut album, Closer. Let's get into it. So, Closer is the debut studio album of R&B singer-songwriter Goapele Ban. I believe that's how you say her last name. It was self-released in a strictly limited run, only available at select brick and mortar outlets and websites through the United States. After 5,000 copies sold independently, she released a longer album through Hieroglyphics Imperium that was noticed by Columbia Records, which picked up that album for worldwide distribution, added several tracks, and signed her to a contract through Skyblaze Recordings, her family-owned imprint. The catalog number is an in-joke reference to her birthday and initials of her name. Okay. Several songs on this album were re-recorded for their inclusion on the follow-up album, and it is the only album on which the song You, a different composition from the song of the same name on Change It All, is available. It is now considered to be a valuable collector's item. Okay. So yes, I know this seems a bit short of me, but there isn't really much I could say about this album besides it was a good album. And yes, I am adjusting my camera. Why not? And for the most part, I honestly feel as though with her doing it independently, she was able to really have a breakthrough. And of course, record labels, when they take notice of people and they realize you've got talent, you want to help us make money? Okay, but hey. But this was done under an imprint, which is great. It was released March 5th, 2001, recorded between 1999 and 2000, and it is considered neo-soul. Even Closer is the second studio album by American singer-songwriter Goapele. It is essentially an expanded version of her self-released debut album, Closer, originally released in 2002. It was re-released in 2004. So they had this album Even Closer out literally within a few years' time. And I gotta say, this is where we really can kind of put two and two together. So, yes, I want to make sure that I title this Even Closer because we are doing a special video and episode as far as for this particular album, which we will do among others. Yes, so I want to look at the track list before we just dive into the sake of what Closer became Even Closer as to, the connection of that. So yes, track 1 is Closer, track 2, Childhood Drama, track 3, Too Much the Same, track 4, Romantic, track 5, You, track 6, Catch 22, track 7, Butterfly Kisses, track 8, Things Don't Exist, track 9, Salvation, and track 10, It Takes More. So, with that being said, this was not to say a demo, but just her album that she had put out. It was picked up and they said, well, you know what, why don't we re-release it in a way where not only are you still being compensated from your imprint, but we're also going to make sure that there's more to this album, okay? So, yes, Even Closer, as we know, is Closer, but we're going to, this is labeled Even Closer for a reason, okay? We want to make sure that we have it all put together. So, Even Closer is the second studio album by American singer-songwriter Goapele. It is essentially an expanded version of her self-released debut album, Closer, originally released in 2002. Like I said, um, it was released September 10th, 2002. And someone from AllMusic gave the album 3 out of 5, commenting that it treads a thin line between appealing, eclectic, and insufficiently cohesive. Okay, that's a bit harsh. Okay, so you know what? There's a few more songs in here, as opposed to. Okay, yeah. Meanwhile, someone from Exclaim commented that the only problem with the album is the one tone Goapele maintains throughout. Each track on its own is conceivably throughout thought provoking, a testament to Goapele's writing abilities, but as a commercial package, it lacks a certain positive transgression into the realm of something new. And this is the thing. You know, it's mixed reviews, favorable from some people, and there are 15 tracks as opposed to, I believe, the 10 that I had said before. And it did not chart the Billboard 200. Independently, it did chart 24. U.S. independent albums, it charted at 24. U.S. top R&B hip hop albums, number 60. Okay. U.S. Heat Seekers albums, 41. So I don't know whether there was any more music videos besides the title track Closer. Well, you know, Even Closer, but you guys get it. But yeah, like as far as the track list, let's look at the track list. So track 1 is Closer. Track 2, Ease Your Mind, featuring Pep Love. Track 3, Got It. Track 4, Romantic. Track 5, Too Much, the same. Track 6 is Catch 22. Track 7 is The Days, featuring Zion, I, and Casual. Track 8, Things Don't Exist. Track 9, Childhood Drama. Track 10, Salvation. Track 11, Back to You. Track 12, Butterfly Kisses. Track 13, It Takes More. Track 14, Red, White, and Blues. Track 15 is Childhood Drama, which is a remix that they re-released. I feel like some tracks are missing or rearranged, but even if all of them are there, I don't feel like this was completely a bad album. However, it just didn't get enough listens. I don't think anyone was really able to know more about Goapele at this time. In September 2002, I think people were really getting into more of a Ashanti and Anne Marie, and Alicia Keys was still emerging to come back, as opposed to, of course, we lost Aaliyah, but we had Brandy that came back around this time with Full Moon. You know, there was a lot going on in this period, but as far as not charting at all in Billboard, you know, I don't often talk about this, but I will say that when, you know, you do not chart on the Billboard 200, it's not selling well. And it could be for a number of reasons. And that is why originally, you know, there was a way that she had started with doing it independent. Now, what did I say? There'll be times that you want to do it later, you know, as far as from what we see with other artists and other, you know, genres. But at the same time, you know, for those that start off and kind of just continue on, it does bring back a lot more for them in the long run, which is true. But yeah, guys, I can't say that I don't like this album. I think that, you know, from the fact that it was distributed in the sense of it being something that was fresh as opposed to something that she reworked. And honestly, with there being Change It All that came out in 2005, which is about 20 years old now, you know, she had to bring back a little bit more, and that happens a lot. And mind you, this is her debut album, kind of reworked in the sense of it being expanded. So even though I'm gonna put Even Closer as a title, we're technically talking about Closer, which is the same thing in the original. So I thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I'll be back with more.